And welcome back to another episode of You Can Make It Here. I'm your host, Mike Marza. This is an area where we have a conversation. We take you on a journey about how you do it, how you make it here in New York City, the grit, the grind, the hustle. Our guest today embodies that completely. You know him from social media as this basketball sensation. He's a former New York City cab driver. He painted bridges in the city. Now he wows crowds around the world. We're talking almost 170,000 followers on Instagram, like 70,000 on TikTok, millions of views online. Let's bring him in now. George Papoutsis, better known as George the Messiah. George the Messiah. Look at you, man. It's so great to see you here. Conversation about
I'm here in New York.
George the Messiah joins us now. And George, just incredible, your story, how you got started.
I just want to thank God first. Higher power, whatever you believe in. Without him, I would have never been there. I want to thank Andreas, and I want to thank Tom right now for my journey. And Tom, I never been so busy from Andreas and Tom right now what I'm doing.
Yeah, Tom, your manager, who now you have a manager. I
have a great team. I have Batman, Robin. I'm like Scottie Pippen. I just do the role. I'll be John Stockton.
There you go. You got a team. You got a really big team.
I never had
right?
that before. Never had that before. I was lost. A lot of people they sold me dreams. Nobody couldn't do the job. Everybody said it was too hard.
Yeah, well, let's dig into how all of this got started. First of all, you just got back from Vegas. The NBA Cup, this in-season tournament.
And I just want to thank the Hoop Bus. Hoop Bus was a great platform for me.
And the Hoop Bus was in Vegas.
Shout out Nikos and the whole team.
And so what you've been able to do and build this platform, you saw the Knicks win in Vegas. What was the energy like?
Oh, it was amazing. I never felt like New York can win a championship. It just Brunson, man. Brunson knows how to win.
It's the first time in...
Jay Wright made a winner. He got 2 national championships, and his father, Rick Brunson, taught him the ropes.
And this was the first championship since the 70s for the Knicks. And
so Frazier.
And you were inspired by that. So let's take it back to the beginning, because you grew up in Queens.
Astoria,
Queens.
And then I moved to Fresh Meadows.
Okay, so representing...
my mother died in 96, so my father was a compulsive OTB gambler, and couldn't pay the rent.
And so... your family, your parents were from Greece. And so they come here to start a life. You were
American dream.
American dream. And your father went through some struggles, and you lost your mom when you were young.
Yeah, 1996. She died from a seizure.
And that impacted you to the point where she said before she died, do something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And so you went through school. Where'd you go to school?
So I started at 122, but the problem was... my father was so tough. The Greek fathers in the 70s, 80s, they were tough on their kids. And I brought that energy to PS 122. And then the teacher says, the teacher, the kid can't stay in the classroom. He's like hyper. And all of a sudden, they moved me to PS 84. And the principal was Greek, and my mother couldn't read and write. So she convinced my mother this would be the best situation for your son.
You talked about your dad struggling. What was that point where you said, okay, I got to do something to make something of myself?
So as a kid, when my mother died, the only love I had was basketball. It was something about it that touched my heart as a kid. So out of 7 days, I played 7 days. So when I was growing up, in Astoria, when my mother died in 96, nobody would come to the park at 8 o'clock. So I met a guy named Mark Shue. He lived like 2 blocks from Fresh Meadows, and he always convinced me, come to West 4th Street. I said, Mark, I don't even know. And the guy was like a brother figure, man. He teach me how to shoot, how to play, and then he took me to Utopia. That's why I have my niche too after West 4th Street. Whatever I learned at West 4th Street, I would take to Utopia, but Mark, he said, come to West 4th Street. So one day, I'm at Astoria, Hoyt Park, Steinway Park, Wallbonds. There's nobody there 8 o'clock in the morning. So I would go to the gas station. It was next to Peter Valone School, PS 85.
Yep.
There was a gas station there. It was like the guy used to pump gas, and I would sit with him from 8 to 5:45. That's where I had to meet my father so we could go back home. And he just got tired of me. He says, "Here's $10. Go buy a basketball." And
your dad said that.
No, I'm saying the guy at the gas station.
The gas station. Gotcha.
Go buy a basketball. So I bought a rubber basketball, and I thought about Mark. You know what? Let me go on Ditmars at 31st Street and look at the map. So I said, take the N train to 34th Street, go downstairs. You take the B and the D's, one stop off 34th Street to West 4th Street, and the next one is from The F train is 2 stops, 23rd and 14th. And when I got out there, when I got off the train like 9:30, it was a mystery park. There was like 30 people right away over there. It was something I never seen in my life.
And how old were you at this point?
I'm 13 years old. I'm like 90 pounds. I got 5 shirts, 5 shorts. There's no pockets. I had $5 in my champion socks, and all I had was 1 pair of sneakers as a kid. I had the white and one Stephon Marbury's.
Yep. And so when you were introduced to a world that you had only dreamed of.
Dreamed about.
And this, for people who don't know or are not familiar with the West 4th Cage, the basketball courts down there, I mean, this is, there's a reason why they call New York City the Mecca. You got Rucker Park, but you got West 4th. What was that scene like among your friends? Did they know that you were going to West 4th and being introduced to the game like that?
No, nobody in Astoria liked to travel when I was young. They just walked from the apartment. None of us had houses, only like a couple of friends. They just walked from their apartments like 5 o'clock in the afternoon to the basketball court. Astoria was not a big basketball town. Astoria was a good baseball and a football town.
Were they receptive to you? Did the guys say, get out of here? Did they say, come in?
So the trick was you could play the first game. Oh, I was so weak, couldn't play defense. The competition was so great at that time, playing against men. And I would just lose, and I wasn't good enough. And I had the ball that they bought me. I had this cup from Taco Bell. I left right there, and I realized to this day all the ants went in there. When I went to go refill it, they get fruit punch, and I would just watch. I was an apprentice at a construction site with a hard hat and a vest, and I was the student in the game. And whatever I learned from there, I would convince my father, can I go play more? When I got home, like 7:30, I would go to Peck Park, and after that, I got all my game from Utopia. 73rd and Utopia is 3 blocks away from St. John's University, and that's where Mark Shue invited me, and I made great friends. God bless Sandy that died, and Mike Salamanca. It was me, Mike Salamanca, that played for Cardozo. They won the championship in '98. He was my brother, and Mark Shue was my brother. So I was the guard, and it was like the off 2 guards, and we would go to every park and beat everybody.
So that's the basketball side. You're accumulating all these tools to learn the game on the court. But in life, how was that process? Did you make it out of school? You graduated?
No, so I never did drugs, never been homeless, but I could not pass the Regents. I think I did my homework on this. Giuliani changed from RCT to the Regents.
So then you had to work. You had to get a job.
I had to work.
So what did you do?
So the old-fashioned Greeks, when you don't go to school, they put you to work. You got to work with your hands, not with your mind. I think if I was taught, I would have went to Ivy League, but I wasn't taught. I don't have no regrets. I think I was designed to live what I'm doing now.
And so you started painting bridges.
So my father, he begged the guy for like 2 months straight every day, called him 100 times, put my son in the union, and I did it. And I fell in love with bridge painting, but I wanted to be a contractor.
Right.
But I didn't have $2 million at 21, 20. I had the knowledge, and I was doing the Verrazano Bridge. It was $48 million. I think I could have done it if I had some support. And then I worked on the 59th Street Bridge, but I was too fast as a painter, so the foreman got jealous, and he used to drive me home and give me an extra hour every day. But I was so fast in bridge painting because I knew if I didn't work, I couldn't come home and ask anybody for help because it was up to me.
And you couldn't play basketball?
No, I quit. Once I joined the bridge painting union, you only work 6 months. You get hurt, something happens, you lose your spot. The next guy gets called up. So I was scared. I didn't want to.
So you're hustling, you're painting bridges, you're making your way, but the love of the game is still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
You're still watching, you're reading about the game.
Yeah, I'm reading, I'm watching. I'm trying to go to the Rucker when I'm young. You know, like after bridge painting, like if I'm not working, I'm going there, I'm waiting online to see Rafe Alston, Booger Smith, Future, Speedy Williams, that I lived 3 blocks away in Fresh Meadows, and I was a big fan of him. And I always loved streetball. I can never make the NBA. I wasn't good enough, but streetball was my niche. Which
is a whole different aspect to it, and I want to get to that part. But first, before we get to these videos that you have made and continue to make, and the streetball lore and the legend that you are now a part of, the aspect of your story which is so interesting to me is not only were you painting bridges, you became a cabbie, a New York City cab driver. How did that happen?
Oh, so I was trying to get investors, so I thought about it. the only flexible time I can do it is with the cab. So I rented a black car, Lincoln Spotless, for $450 a week. I said, listen, I'm gonna use this cab to get an investor to help me start my bridge painting contracts.
Okay.
And I used to beg NBA players, but it was a lot of money at that time. It was $2 million in a recession, 2007, 2008. But I felt I could have done it, but it wasn't meant to be.
I thought it was at least like 70, 60 senior citizen at least.
Here we go, work with him.
People are watching. People that see your videos online, George the Messiah, they look, and sort of the thing that's been following you is that there's this guy who's like 70 years old doing all these crazy moves. How old are you?
I'm born 1983. I'm 42 years old.
When did you start saying, I'm going to take videos of what I'm doing on the court and putting them online for people to see?
So I quit driving 2019.
Okay.
So before that.
So you drove for a long time.
Yeah, drove 12 years. From 2007 to 2019. The last 6 months from like May to like October, I would listen to the Bible station. I don't want to listen to nothing no more. I used to listen to the Christian Bible station and just find my power again. And I always wanted to do better. I wanted to be a Hall of Fame. I didn't want to drive a cab no more because the cab was just to bring the person to the destination. And now I think I could do better in life. And I just quit October 10th. It was October 10th, 2019. And I made a promise to myself. I'm going to do something better. And I parked the car there, and I told the guy, I don't want to drive a cab no more. It's too much competition now. Uber, Lyft, all these app companies, you can't make no money. So I parked it there, and I have a couple of dollars saved to get me for a couple of months. But then the pandemic came, and I'll never forget that. March
2020.
Yeah, March 21st. 2020, and I'm walking around the streets. It's like 7, 8 o'clock. Everybody's running from the supermarket where I live at on 101 in Jamaica all the way to the house with a mask. And I'm telling myself, I'm 38 years old. I didn't accomplish nothing in life. And God was great. I just sat around and waited for the pandemic to finish. And I went to Marshall's and I went to go buy a basketball. And I'll never forget that. And I said, I'm going to go to West 4th Street, where I started from. I go there. I don't have a haircut. I got my PGA golf pants. If you ever want to wear clothes in the summer, PGA golf clothes is the lightest stuff. When I drove a cab, I bought all the PGA golf shirts in Marshall's. I bought over 100 pairs of. They're so light, but I had the green pants, and it was something. And I only had $25 boots, and I bought those boots, and I bought them on Atlantic, 117th Street. And I just put them on in the church, and I walked to
the court. For people who are listening, and hopefully you'll get a chance to check out these videos, and we're showing some of this now, but you wear construction boots on the court, which also adds to the different look that you have when you're on the court.
Saved a lot of money in sneakers for 1 year.
Yeah, you're wearing boots.
Boots, $25.
And kind of an homage maybe to the bridge building and the construction worker that you wanted to be. And so now you're building this new life for yourself. And you're saying, I'm going to make something of myself.
But I was 300 pounds. It took me like 6 months to 8 months to. I was like paralyzed and crippled from the cab. I had to open my body up again. It was very hard.
Because you were sitting all day.
Sitting all day.
And what was that like? I mean, how was that process to get to that point to just be able to ball?
Oh, I would lose, and I would be so mad on the train when I used to take the A train back home. I was always a competitor. Maybe I'm not the best, but I gave it my all as a kid. And I used to tell myself, when I was young, I would never lose. What's happening? But I was just too slow, clumsy. I wasn't in shape.
And so you finally started to get into shape.
Yeah.
When did the videos come?
Oh, so one day, I never forget that. So I got 2 nephews, and I would just buy school supplies for them. And so it's Perry and Johnny, and I always liked Russell. I used to help this guy, Russell, on Jamaica Avenue. So, old man, I buy him lunch every day and dinner. I loved him to death, Mr. Russell. So they had these green Russell school bags, 1902, from Marshall's on Woodhaven and Rockaway. And I'll never forget that. So I would go get them school supplies. So the night before, Johnny's in the house. I said, hey, I got Johnny's school supplies. And I gave it to Carmen. And The next day I go to the park and I play the guy one-on-one. I make 102 million views.
Because they recorded it on
Yeah,
a cell
somebody
phone.
recorded it.
Yeah.
Beautiful Soul recorded it. And I got 102 million views. And all of a sudden, everybody stopping me. And I said, what are you talking about? This is what I do. Everybody stopped and they can't believe it. Like where I learned how to play. But I got that from N1, from Booger Smith, Ali Mo.
Because you play with an
Ray
intensity
Austin.
and an attitude, right? You bring the swagger on the court. So it's not just the shots. It's not just being able to play. It's the look. It's the way you play the game. What is the phrase that you always say? I'm here in New York.
Yeah, I'm here in New York.
That's right. And so when people see that, and the people that walk up and down the street, you started doing these trick shots. Not even trick shots, just long shots, right?
Yeah, long shots.
Over the cage.
But I would study that shot. I would sit there and concentrate what it takes, spread my fingers, follow through, and all you got to be is a student in the game, whatever you do. You can get the PhD if you study.
And so you put in the work, and you started getting an audience, not only online, but in person, which helped the online audience. And the clicks and the views just started going up, 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 up.
But it wasn't me. It was God. God had the plan. I can never take one credit out of this. And my favorite player that people don't realize ever was Ron Artest. He plays so hard. And I just want to thank him because when he got those 2 championships, those rings, he gave it to mental health. One on Steinway and one in Woodside. And one day I want to come and show him what he did was amazing.
Well, it is incredible that you've been able to meet some of these figures in the NBA. And so the videos kept taking off. You started taking off. When did you assume the moniker George the Messiah?
No, I just made it up at the Park Messiah.
What
way
year?
I looked.
This is like just at the
2022.
Okay, so 2022, George the Messiah.
No, that's a big name, Messiah. I don't want to.
I mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But
you felt it.
No, if I could try, I might as well take a chance.
People started following you, and then people started to take note. We're talking about NBA players started to take note. There's a great video on Instagram where you're playing one-on-one with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. But I got under his skin. He didn't want to play me.
Well, but that's incredible.
But I kept attacking at him.
I mean, that's the game part of it. But the fact that, did you ever think in that moment, first of all, how did that happen? How did the Shaquille O'Neal one-on-one happen?
So he was supposed to come to West 4th Street, but I think because of the security, he took it to Basketball City.
Okay. And so he had seen your videos.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, I'm going to play you.
No, he didn't want to play.
He didn't want to play. You got him to play.
Yeah, I got him to play, but I had to take out 3 high school kids that were like 10 times better than me, but thank God they missed all their shots.
So you beat them. Here comes Shaq. You're in this moment where you're playing this one-on-one game with Shaquille O'Neal, one of the greatest players of all time. What's going through your mind? Did you think back at that moment? Maybe not because you were in the heat of the battle, but did you think back at any point in that and say, I was painting bridges. I was trying to find my way in life, and now I'm playing a game that I love and that I'm passionate about and playing one of the greatest players of all time?
No. I just the basketball gods connected us.
So take me into the game. You're playing Shaq. You're trying to back him down. He's huge, right?
Humongous, and he's a great person.
And I've heard that. He's playing you. What was that experience like for the game? I mean, where you kind of recognize why he's one of the greatest, right? Not just the size, his technique.
I think that Shaq just wanted to see something different, so he gave me a chance.
And who ended up winning for people who don't?
Shaq beat me 1-0, and Brian Scalabrine beat me.
So I was going to talk about Brian. So this is a Boston guy who said hey, I'm going to be in New York.
Yeah.
And he said I'm gonna roll through, right? Yeah. He said I'm gonna pull up to West 4th, your home court.
Yeah.
And it was a battle.
I blocked the first 6 plays. I stopped them. But after that, he hit me with the elbow, and the game just changed. And the court was too crowded. But when I was trying to score, he was grabbing me, so I couldn't get into the flow.
And that was part of the gamesmanship,
yeah.
And everybody loved it.
He loved it, and he pushed me to the side. It was too crowded. He had a strategy. He studied it. Yeah. I wish the best. God bless him. He found his happiness off me.
Well, you also found a lot of interest in views from this. And so The videos keep taking off. You're building this social media platform. I mentioned at the introduction, almost 170,000. Last time I looked, it could
No,
be
it's
over
my
that
second
now.
account.
Second account. So how many do you have, like, overall? All of your social media?
I would
right
have
now?
had, I think I would have had about 1 million, but, you know, I had to go back to the drawing board. I got hacked.
You got hacked.
Yeah.
So for people who are trying to be influencers now and trying to be social media stars and doing what they love to do and trying to gain a following, what have you run into as you're trying to build what is essentially a business now online?
So first, you got to believe in yourself. This game is like you got to do things out of the ballpark that people don't do, and you have to attack. If you don't attack every day, you will get lost. Just keep putting videos out, keep believing in yourself, and you got to network with people. You get farther in life with honey than vinegar.
You got hacked. How did that happen?
It just I had too many followers, and somebody hacked their account, and all of a sudden I went back to zero, and then I hired somebody else, and then I went from there.
Well, and this is kind of a personal question, but do you make money off of this? I mean,
No, I think the most money I made so far was with Tom and Andreas.
really?
They got me some big deals, and that was God that connected us.
So your manager, and who's Andreas? He's
Andreas is my father's figure.
and so you have a team.
You have a team.
And so now you have a licensing deal because some of your merchandise on your website is available.
Yeah, we can get my merchandise. I just signed with a card company. You know, I did a lot of stuff. I did Steve Madden. I did Nike. Yeah.
So how do you make a living?
Yo, some months I make something, but I save, and some months, you know, I go find deals.
Yeah. And so what's next for you?
What I just want to travel the world and see different parts of the world.
Well, you just got back from Las Vegas, which was this, and we talked about it briefly, but this interesting NBA Cup. This is relatively new. It's like the third year where they have this in-season tournament. The New York Knicks won. You represent New York. You're out there.
Yeah, I was at the game last week against the Bucks.
So what was that atmosphere like?
Oh, I never seen that before. The energy was intense.
It seemed like, I mean, I saw Spike Lee on I mean, he's going crazy. Granted, this is the first championship, quote unquote, for the Knicks.
And we have Ron Artest there, too.
And so, did you have a chance to?
No, I didn't have a chance to.
So the Knicks win, but in the parking lot, you have this hoop bus.
Yeah, the hoop bus. Shout out Nikos.
How did this get started? This is a bus that has a hoop on it, and you challenge people, or how does?
So this is how this happened. 2022 is April. It was so cold. The WNBA girls come to West 4th Street. The girls are about to get drafted.
Yeah.
And I play Nikos.
Okay.
So we play one-on-one, but I'm wearing like Doc Martin boots.
Back with the boots.
Yeah, black boots. So after that, he beats me 7-6. And all of a sudden, you know, I got a buzz. You know, they like me. He invited me on the bus, but I didn't go because the way I looked, I didn't want to, you know, because I had no haircut at that time. I didn't want to go on the bus, but he gave me a chance. And then one day, Blackjack, shout out Blackjack, my good friend, he says the Knicks are going to be at 34th Street. So I never forget, that was so intense, you know, to play in the hoop bus. So I walked from West 4th Street all the way up 6th Avenue. Everybody stopping me for pictures. I said, I got to go to 34th Street. And Blackjack, he told the Knick guy, you know, this is George. We want him to work with the Knicks. So the guy let me in, and then there was a hoop bus there. And the guy that looked like Lance Stevenson Jr. plays me one-on-one, and I go viral. I wrap it around his head. I spin. I put the ball underneath, and I trick him, and he falls for it, and now I'm going viral again. And I think that the hoop bus was meant to be because it was a strategy point where I can make great videos.
Have you ever gotten into a fight? Have people?
No, I think people respect me who are like my age.
Okay.
That's God. That's God that want to know violence.
Because I mean, we know basketball is a contact sport, but you watch some of these videos and it gets.
No, I think that they understand what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's part of the showmanship.
Yeah.
Is there a project that you're working on right now that you can tell us about?
Oh, I'm just trying to write a book, man. That's my next dream. Write a book and make a nice documentary. I want to make a documentary like Rudy/Rocky.
Just this story of
the story. This because I was in special ed, and those kids got it hard. I just want to touch people, underdogs, and the new generation. I just want to touch their heart around the world.
I know that you just had a loss in your family.
Yeah, I lost my stepsister,
and I'm
and
sorry.
I lost my stepbrother too from an elevator. But I miss them so much. You know, our families, we're hanging in there, but I just want to make them proud. I love Vanessa. I love Johnny. Let's see what I can do.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear that,
Yeah.
and I appreciate you sharing your story
Yeah.
with us. Has it all set in what you've been able to do up until this point with the notoriety that you've gotten, with the deals that you're striking, and with the message that you're spreading? Has it set in yet?
Only time will tell. I think I'm in the right track right now. The brands are starting to believe me. Maybe I play too tough on the court, but if you feel me out, I'm a great guy.
Well, I appreciate it. Where can we follow you?
The Real George Messiah on Instagram. But I'm here for the underdog and the new generation. Anybody that gave up, I just want to make sure, they find their potential. New York is hard. It's 14 million people. People can't even get a slice. Never give up and keep attacking.
And if you can make it here,
You can make it anywhere.
George, my man.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. God bless. George the Messiah, George Papoutsis.
Yep.
Appreciate that, man. Thanks for sharing your story. This is If You Can Make It Here. I'm Mike Marza. Please subscribe. Please share your comments. We want to hear more stories just like George's, inspiring all of us to be the best in the greatest city in the world.